It's Friday, February 7th, and a really exciting day in our Roxanne project. Remember, Roxanne is the 1914 launch that we've had to do some major surgery on and transplanting. Well, the machinist returned the work we asked him to do, and today the keel is going into Roxanne. Take it away, John.
Well, we made this diagram for a shaft log that would go down through the keel so that the keel wouldn't be accepting water up through the shaft log, because the old shaft log hull was rotted away from water sitting in it. The original design had this cutlass bearing down at the end of the keel, which would allow water to go up into the shaft log, but then it wouldn't allow the water to come out quick enough, and the shaft log rotted away, so it rotted in the keel. So we made a new keel, and we did it in halves. The reason we did it in halves is so that when we got our new shaft log that represents this diagram that I made, the shaft log looks like this. The stainless plate welded onto it. It has this notch out in it so that the hose can go down on it and a clamp can go down on it to tighten. The reason we did that is because this shaft log can't go up any further toward the motor. And if we would have made this plate just flat, we would have had to extend this pipe up far enough to get a clamp on it so that it would end up hitting the back of the motor. It would hit the flange on the back of the motor. So.
And the reason we need the rubber hose is that we're changing the design and putting a cutlass bearing upstream, right behind the engine.
The cutlass will be on the top, up on here instead of down below. But I made this keel to accept a straight shaft log, and in our design, I have to do a little bit more work on the keel. I have to notch out for this here, right here, and then I have to cut this back a little further and remake this because we needed something on there to seal. We needed something so that we could seal it with 5200. We needed a flat spot, and this curve kind of gets in our way. So moving on over, drives the prop shaft. Okay, and under here, we've got to set this up and check it to see that the shaft will turn free in the engine. So we put this up here on there like that, get a clamp on it. I'm gonna put a clamp back here also. Just to hold that so we can check it to see how everything is in there. Okay, I'll put this seal part on the shaft. And the machinist made this so that this piece here slides into the end of the shaft so that the alignment stays nice and true. This is all right, it'll slide right in there. It goes right in. And just to make sure that it still turns free, we'll put a clamp on this so that it would represent being tight. And if this still turns free, then we're all set. Look at that.
That's a great day, huh, John?
Yeah, we got a good alignment on that.
And we did. The machinist just did a beautiful job.
And everything looks good here, centered. Yeah, it looks good. I can now fit the other side of the keel to the shaft log and then put the two halves together.
Now, will we glue the two halves in place, or?
No, I'm gonna do it on a flat surface so that I can flatten the keel. Right now it's got a little memory in it from when it was cut. So I'm gonna have to put it on a flat surface, clamp it down and glue it and screw it so that it stays nice and flat. But we'll do that out on the bench on the table we were just on. I had it clamped down earlier and it's a nice flat surface.
Well, that's great. By next week, we should be able to show Roxanne with her backbone spine having been transplanted in and true and straight from stem to stern. We're also preparing for steam bending these failed ribs, and we will provide a video report on that process as well as soon as we start it. We've got them all cut out. But they're now soaking in a barrel of water before we can steam them and then bend them. So we'll be back to you soon. This is just an exciting moment.